This right here is going to be the last video on my channel of 2019. Oh boy. Let's take a sip of wine. Don't ask what time it is. It's Christmas, okay? It's Christmas time. That's what time it is. So every year I do an annual review of the year where we look back at the good and the bad of each year. Travel, business, mental health, the lot. And I gotta say, I'm tired. I'm really tired. No, not tired. I'm exhausted. But in all the right ways, because it's come off the back of sometimes crazy, sometimes very stressful, sometimes anxiety inducing, and just sometimes mind-blowing moments. And we are gonna recap right now, so grab your beverage, very important. Looking back on my last 2019 video, I did re-watch it today and I thought it'd be a good idea to see what I did and didn't do. I had a lot of crazy plans and dreams and wishes that kind of never came to fruition. For example, I want to go to like Barbados, maybe St. Lucia, St. Kitts. Yeah, I never went there. I really want to do a trip of Sweden, Norway and Finland. I want to see the midnight sun, I want to see the fjords, I want to do it all. I want to do it all. It's fabulous. Yeah, I didn't get around to doing that one. But it wasn't a total fail, because in that video I did say a couple of things which I actually did make a reality. First one, would love to go on a cruise. I also want to book an all-inclusive package holiday. Don't know why. Had this thought for the past like 4 months and I've been searching like TUI and everything and thought, if I just press one button, my flights, transfers, accommodation, all my meals and drinks are booked. And some of them are pretty good prices. I was thinking maybe I should do a challenge where like me versus TUI, can I do it cheaper? But some of them that they've got on there, crazy cheap. But then I read the reviews on TripAdvisor. I don't understand why they're trying to get rid of the rooms. And I did. I booked through TUI and I went away on my own, all-inclusive in Malta for a week, and it was amazing. And I got to experience Malta and go around, and I absolutely fell in love with that island. We're just gonna have a day of exploration, so join me, won't you? That was easily a 10 out of 10. Worth every bloody cent. Wow. Another one on the list was I wanted to recreate my first ever solo backpacking trip, and I did that as well. And I even took the photos of trying to get me in the position of where I was the last time I was there, like 9 years ago. And we got to experience some of Athens and Hania and like Crete, and it was amazing. A lot of the things I said in that first video didn't come to fruition because no one could expect what was gonna happen this year. Now the first half of this year was very quiet, very quiet. So quiet, obviously, that's what silence is. But then, my God. Where are we going, Isabella?
We're going to Dublin.
Dublin, baby! I went down to London a week ago. It is day 3 for us in Taipei and another day of adventuring. Look at that view already. Are you excited, ladies?
Oh, I'm so excited.
So let's run through some of the things that I got up to. I went and visited the 3 worst rated hotels in the UK. One in London, one in Birmingham, and one in Manchester. And we got the white gloves on and the black lights out. Lego. And I, for some reason, the views, stayed in some horrific establishments. They were really bad, and I know you all love those videos. I was just kind of running out of finding really, really bad ones that weren't super dodgy and sketch. You know what I mean? Hiya. Oh, got a reservation for one night. Please forward.
Room 202 on the 2nd floor?
Yep. Done our walkthrough, we've done our white glove, we can conclude it's absolutely filthy and disgusting. Okay, but there are no bed bugs, no barely any stains on the mattress, and the sheets do seem to be clean. I was invited to Mallorca with Google Pixel because they sent me their Google Pixel 3 phone, and this was a monumental moment. I became part of Team Pixel, which was just like mind-blowing and something I never thought would happen. I never thought Google would ever email me. Never in a million years. So we went to Mallorca, we had hot air balloon, we had a hot air balloon, oh my god. I had one sip. We went on a hot air, what is it? We went on a hot air balloon ride. It's not even worth it anymore, is it? I'll just stop, we'll move on to the next thing I did. But yeah, Mallorca, phenomenal. Amazing island, loved it, 10 out of 10. Oh, wow, you know, I wanted to do one all-inclusive holiday, while I did 3 this year. 3. Scott and I, after telling him all about the all-inclusive goodness, the goodness of all-inclusive, we went to Tunisia for 10 days all-inclusive, and I didn't really film anything. I took some pictures, we left our phone in the safe in the hotel room most of the time, and we just had a brilliant time offline. It was so, so needed. Then I went over to Italy and explored Genoa. It was phenomenal. We did lots of walking, hiking, and just the scenery is spectacular in that part of Italy. Then I went over to Croatia and visited Istria and just fell in love with that region. It was so beautiful. Like, you can't, the one place, you know, when you're still there, but you want to come back. You haven't even left yet and you want to go back. Then things started to get a little crazy. I then went to Sri Lanka on what could possibly be described as probably one of the best trips I've taken this year. There was trekking, oh so much trekking. We got to see elephants, we got attacked by leeches. Sri Lanka was phenomenal. Like we just got immersed with the locals straight off the bat when we got there. And then it was just a phenomenal time. Sri Lanka became one of my favorite countries in the world in that moment. Then not long after that, I went to Taiwan and I got to go with Janet after being in Sri Lanka with Janet, and that was just, oh, so amazing. Taiwan is phenomenal. We only really stayed in Taipei, which was such a shame, and I'd love to go back next year. But there we were actually on the TV in Taiwan. We were on the news. That was the most bizarre experience I've probably had ever. Not even this year, ever. Then Isabella and I hit up Dublin for a really girly weekend. I fell in love with Guinness. We just had a fantastic time. That city is bang on. I absolutely loved it and would love to go back. We're going to go back with the camper van. Talking a camper van, that is coming up soon. Then we went away with ASUS and another like business side, like a campaign I never thought ever I would get. I got a campaign with ASUS, they took us to Croatia and it was just brilliant. I love Croatia, I'd already been to Zagreb before, but that was amazing. And then we finished up the year, our last place of travel was Lanzarote, and that video has not gone up yet. So we'll be saving the footage for the new year when that video goes up, because I have not long come back. Thing is, the destinations this year aren't even the craziest part of 2019 for me. They really weren't. So some random and crazy things that I never expected to happen this year. I got invited to go to the Swedish ambassador's residence in London for wine or champagne, like whatever. As you do! As you do! I then went to the Borderless Live, which was like this huge like festival come conference come forum for travel bloggers, vloggers, creators, and it was my first, you know, conference-y thing, and I am 100% going next year. It was amazing. I networked my butt off and we just, I mean the Czech Republic stand were there just giving away unlimited beer all day for both days. It was great, not gonna lie, I had a great time. Then the big one, Scott purchased a 1988 T25 VW camper van. I know you're all waiting for the update. We only got her back last week from the painter and for the bodywork. There's a whole story behind that and there will be an update, but we completely gutted her. You can go and watch that video and there's gonna be so many adventures from next summer onwards in that van. Gut it, gut it, gut it. Then things got really crazy, like really crazy. I was on BBC Radio Scotland. Of course, why wouldn't I be? Obviously, me on BBC Radio Scotland. Why? Why you ask? Well, because I was invited to talk at Wigtown Book Festival on 2 days as part of their Wigwam, part of their festival, and yeah, I was invited as a speaker. Me! Talk about my book and talk about life online and things like that. Yeah. I know, right? Then, quickly after that, I was invited to Kiev to talk at the Travel Tourism Summit. on my own now. Up on stage, on my own, with a microphone, a whole presentation, everything. I was absolutely bricking it. Imposter syndrome was getting the best of me. But I literally, like, I got that sassy girl inside of me to pull me through. Like, I've been flown to Kiev to give a talk at a travel summit. What is happening? Because only a couple of days after I got back from Kiev, the Royal Television Society invited me to talk on a panel at one of their big career fairs in Birmingham. Sure, why not? Me! Good choice. Yes, excellent choice, because imposter syndrome can fuck up. Then something you've actually never seen is, because I told you earlier I'm part of Team Pixel, what Google Pixel sent me there for. I've had 2 of their new phones in a year. Like, what is going on? Oh my god! What is this? So I received this PR package, and it's the most insane looking PR packaging I've ever seen. It was like a cereal box and a milk carton. I'm looking at them right now because they are on my shelf. I'm never getting rid of them. And we're just getting this like great relationship with Google. Like, oh man, God, Google know what they're doing, don't they? No way. Oh, what? I thought this, it's actual. It's actual Google cereal. They invited me up to the Shard to celebrate the big launch of the Pixel 4. And that was wild, and yeah, like just saying it doesn't feel real. There's almost still a disconnect that it was me there. It's like I'm floating watching it happen. Then to finish up the year, I went to the World Travel Market down in London. It was my first year, it was madness. Would I go back? I don't know. I had a really rude lady from one of the tourism boards. Know what tourism board never to work with in the future. But I did meet some amazing people. Amazing people there, and got a lot of free stuff. Holy guac. If you ever think about going to WTM, bring an extra large suitcase because you're going to be taking a lot of stuff back. And then to finish it up, I went to see Gary Vee only like, when was it? 3 weeks ago? Went to see Gary Vee in Birmingham. Like topped off the year really nicely, didn't it? This year, I completely let go. And if you remember about halfway through the year, after all this quiet period, just before, I think it was, things started to boom on my channel, like professionally, and all these crazy opportunities and just things happening. I said it was time for a change, and I was just gonna upload whatever I wanted, and I was gonna focus on the creation. Now this year I had 2 goals. Goal number 1, I really wanted to look after my mental health and put it first, and I mean literally put it first. I've got a deadline, but I'm having a panic attack. I'm sorry, deadline, you're gonna have to sit down. My panic attack is far more important and much more of a priority for me right now. That was a bit of fluff. Must check time. We are good on time. I am so proud to announce that I have really, really looked after my mental health this year. As in, I have really prioritized it. I check in with myself every single morning. I'm brutally honest about how I feel. If I'm feeling tired, I don't sit there and go, why are you tired, Ali? You've barely had a busy week, yada yada yada. Why are you anxious, Ali? No need to be anxious, you got this, this and this to do. I'm not mean to myself anymore. I'm accepting. And when you suffer with anxiety, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And I've developed coping mechanisms which have helped me pull through. But if I need a day where I kind of like mute my phone, I'm not talking to anyone, I need some me time, work, sit down, then I do it and I don't even question it, and I give myself all the love and I am kind to myself. However I'm feeling, I respond appropriately, and I'm just kind. I'm just love myself, if that makes sense. I don't talk to myself cruelly anymore, and that's something that I'll be taking into 2020. I also, especially after that video, Time for a Change, I stopped looking at my stats. I mean, I've never been a big one for looking at my stats, I'm not gonna lie, I rarely ever go into my analytics, but I solely focused on the creation. And whether 1,000 of you watch it or 10,000 of you watch it, whatever, so long as I'm enjoying the process. Because I know there have been videos this year that I will put up, I'm like, it won't get many views. But it's totally okay. I love making it, and it's almost like part of like a collection of my journey and like a portfolio on there. Like recently I put up 6 travel books. Not for everyone. I loved it, and everyone who watched it also loved it. The comments were brilliant, and I found actually on a lot of the smaller videos that didn't get as many views, the comments are even bigger, they speak louder, because it's almost like I'm reaching little niches within my community and talking directly to you. And it might not be for everyone. You can skip this video, the next video, the next video, and then there'll be something you will want to watch. I just focused on creating, and I couldn't give a damn how it performed because I focused on reading the comments and not looking at that view counter. And my mental health, for one, has been so much better for it. So much better. So that was this year. I've had some rough times with my mental health, but I'm so proud with how I've dealt with them. There are things that have gone on behind the scenes that I've tried to do, business-wise maybe, that didn't come to fruition, but I've been honest with myself, like, why didn't they? Why didn't I make that happen? And they're all down to me. And that's things I'm gonna work on, but I'm not gonna touch on where we're going in 2020, because things are booked, and some of them are on the board behind me, because this calendar includes a January. Because there are a couple of things in my last year's, well, this year's 2019 travel plan video that are gonna happen in January. I didn't make them happen in 2019, but they will happen in 2020. And they're two massive ones. Now, I would love for you to guess what those two are down below in the comments. But for that, I'm gonna leave it here. This is an extremely long video. But yeah, the travels have been phenomenal. And it's been a year that I have learned so much. And I want to thank you. Because, like I said, it almost feels sometimes that I'm not even living this life. I'm just smiling along the way and like, oh my God, how is this happening? It's happening because I put in all the hard work. Because I have hustled for so many years and I have just kept going through everything. And it's because of you, who, no matter what, you don't leave me. I don't know why. Just go, okay? Just go. I tell you to go, you're not gonna go. That's amazing. Thank you to everyone who has ever watched one of my videos. Even if this is the second video you have ever watched, if this is your first, thank you, welcome, subscribe. I'm joking, you don't have to subscribe. You really don't, it's okay. Thank you to all the people who leave comments, and not just the blind love, I love you, Ali. The comments, they engage, and then we can have a conversation, whether that's in my YouTube comments or over on Instagram or on Twitter. Thank you. You have no idea what it means to me, and I want to be even better at responding next year, because I've made it a point the second half this year to just put so much time into replying to way more people than I can, and I still miss out on people. So I want to make it even better next year, because this is what gives me joy and this is what makes me want to do it, is this connection and this community, and it always has been. So thank you. A massive thank you to my patrons who have always been there. You lot are amazing, and just thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say. This has been the most life-changing year. Second to my book launch last year and becoming a bestseller, which monumental moment in my entire life, and I will never forget. The second half of this year, wow. And things are coming in thick and fast, booking up for like speaking gigs or workshops, me running work, and things are happening next year. And I don't know what, it's just happening, and I'm rolling with it, and I'm just exercising gratitude from the bottom of my heart. That was cheesy. No need for any of that, really, was there? Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my wine now, and I'm going to go and enjoy Christmas. This will be the last video you see. I am filming this on Christmas Eve, but you'll be seeing this just before the new year rolls in, hopefully, fingers crossed. And the next video you see, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be my 2020 travel plans, business plans, personal goals, things like that, as we do every year. Stick around for that, subscribe, ring the bell, like, share, comment, I don't know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, do any of it, do nothing. I'll be here with a glass of wine, as usual, and I'll see you next year. I love you. I never say I love you anymore. I'm sorry, do you miss it? I'm sorry. I do, I do. I just sometimes don't like to say it. Don't want to say it, but I do. All right. Okay, Ali, enough wine for me. All right.